Hi everyone, Erica here with Paragon Accountants, tax strategist and CFO for individuals and small businesses. And today I'm here to talk about the biggest money mistake business owners make. And if you're like myself, you started your business because you're passionate in what you do. But many of us lose that passion in being stressed and overworked. And so I'm here today to help you identify when you need to reevaluate your rates. When you start a business, you have very little overhead. Most of us start as a one-man show, working from our house, and a lot of time those rates are sufficient for the profit we need. What happens is that over the time of your business expansion, we don't reevaluate our rates. We're concerned with increasing our rates for our clients because, again, we're passionate and we're client-facing first. But the reality is that we need to make a profit, especially if you have employees who are depending on increased rates and you have vendors with overhead rates that increase for inflation year after year. So, how do we identify that for you and take the emotion out of it? Number one, we look at how much you make and divide that by the number of hours you work. Many of our clients identify and find out after the fact, when we crunch the numbers, that they're making a little over minimum wage, and that is not acceptable. Number two, cash flow. If your business is running on a month-by-month operation and have no emergency fund or sufficient reserve for things like a pandemic where your business doesn't stop and your overhead expenses continue, but maybe your revenue isn't coming in the same flow that it does from a month-to-month basis, you need to reevaluate your expenses and, more importantly, your rates. And number three, market research. Many of our clients, because we're client-facing and we're constantly providing a service or a product for our clients, do take very little time to look at what their competitors are charging. And sometimes when we do this exercise for our clients, we find that our clients are not only busier than their competitors, but they're busier because they're charging less. And time and busyness do not actually equal profit, okay? So that is three indicators that will tell you that you may need somebody like myself to dive into the numbers and identify when a change that may be difficult needs to be made. So now, how do you go about determining what you're worth? Well, number one, I take my clients through an exercise of looking at what someone like themselves, based on their expertise, would be getting paid as a W-2 employee. And why is that important? Because let's face it, if you're not making that at a minimum, then you might as well go and become an employee and have all the headaches, or relieve yourself from all the headaches of being a business owner. Then I take that baseline and I double it. And that doubling is just for the cost of overhead. If you have staff, rent, benefits, taxes, all of that needs to be covered as well. Then we take that number and we double it again. And that's for the profit that you, as the business owner who has built this thriving business, should be earning based on your experience. By doing that exercise, it identifies and gives our clients the nudge they need to potentially go out and message their clients in a very considerate and mindful way that they need to increase their rates. So now that we just discussed how to calculate your worth as the business owner, let's talk about your operations. So most of us experience increases in rent expense, product expense, delivery charges, merchant fees. All of these things continually increase, and many of us as business owners don't take the time to look at those increases relative to our profit margin. So again, that's something that we as Perion accountants will do to help our clients not only identify that them as a business owner aren't making sufficient profit, but maybe that in addition to that number, we need to be looking at what our operational cost or cost of goods sold, if you're selling a product, have increased over the years of time in which we've been in business. Another supporting tool to help nudge our clients make this very difficult decision. And I myself understand how challenging that can be because I've experienced this on my own. So remember through all of this that you, your company, and your employees all deserve abundance and resources. Charging your worth allows you to better serve your clients and support your team. Meet with the CFO on a more frequent basis, minimum quarterly is what I would recommend, to help identify these things proactively versus reactively. Thanks again for watching, and remember to follow us on social media, comment below, like our page, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.